All right. Definitely seeing things from a different perspective is the baseline for this reading. And the reason why is because the Five of Cups is in your underlying energy, and then somebody over here has got the Hangman, which does talk about looking at things from a different perspective. And I feel like this may have to do with, with ego. It may have to do with somebody's ego. Um, being, inclusive in their pursuits to happiness, if that makes sense. Because I feel like there is like a solo mission here. Somebody's been trying to, or has been focusing a lot on the self, but they're looking to try to expand themselves. But it's obviously going to take work, especially if they've been, on their own single for some time. You know what I'm saying? So this person is showing up to be definitely a soulmate for you guys, because I think this is encouraging a lot of shifting focus. And what does that mean? Shifting focus from what? Well, shifting focus from what you don't have in the relationship at this moment to what you can have by, focusing on improving what you have currently. Because you don't have, the things that may wanted, or maybe have cherished. There may have been some things that were lost, and that was very painful to lose those things. But the thing is that you still have the relationship that can blossom into create and can create more. So going into it already with this person on this side here, they have the Hangman. That tells me that they're kind of on hold with this relationship for a second, trying to kind of get an understanding of what they need to understand. They're trying to see someone's different point of view. Now, also quickly before I really get started into this, pick the sides that resonate with you the most. But this person is legitimately trying to figure out like how they can connect with the other person, with seeing them from their side of the story, trying to connect with them. Okay, so this person is hanging upside down, being patient, waiting for some sort of sign, some sort of answer, some sort of kind of indication as to what they should be looking for, because I think there's some things that are stagnant right now. There's not a lot of progression. There's not a lot of moving forward at this moment, because this person's still trying to get a handle of understanding some things regarding their half of the relationship and the other person's. I think this person's trying to relate and trying to get some sort of information. Now, the other person showing the Four of Wands, this is definitely showing this person is very happy with the relationship. This is talking about like, reaching a state of stability. A lot of hard work has been put into this relationship to get you guys to a place of commitment at this point. And I feel like with the Four of Wands, this is the opportunity to expand. You guys have a stable foundation, a good stable foundation, and this person sees that there's potential for growth. There's potential for happiness, further happiness, than more so than you guys have achieved so far. But it's almost as if this person, it's almost like this person, even though they're aware of the potential for growth here, I kind of feel like, not that they want to stay in this energy, not that they want to stay in the Four of Wands, but they kind of want to do it their way. So everybody has their way of doing things. In consideration and working together and teamwork is a definite factor, because the King of Wands is all about what he wants to do, and that's it. He don't really care about what anyone else doesn't want to do. He doesn't really consider other people. He's very self-centered. He's very self-absorbed, and that can kind of put a shadow over people. It can exclude a lot of people. Whereas the King of Wands can also be embracing, can be encouraging and loving, and embracing people with his warmth and his charisma and his energy. That can unify people. He has the potential to do that, but he does it only when he wants to do it. So the King of Wands seems like this person is, that both parties have their own ways of doing it. They have their own sense of confidence, which is good. Right? Everybody is very confident in themselves, but they're also looking at what they want to do, and that's it. I think there's a lot of work that's been put into this relationship. There's a lot of growth that's been put into this relationship, definitely. But at the same time, I feel like everybody's still trying to rock what they know and just kind of stick with it. Well, I feel like one person over here on this side is trying to at least see the different side of the story, try to get a little bit of an understanding from what this person may be thinking, trying to, open their doors, open their space. The other person is like focusing on what they want to do, and that's it. Okay, And I can see how this person may feel like there's something missing or something, they lost something with this relationship, because this person seems very domineering. And it's not bad. This person definitely knows what they want, and they're ready to go for it because they have a strategy and a way about carrying themselves that makes them feel like they got everything that they need to go for it. But this person on this other side is like, they're not in it right now. They're in themselves, and they're trying to understand, either, a certain perspective that needs to shift, needs to change, something needs to give. There's too many alphas in the room. That's the biggest thing I'm seeing with the King of Wands. Okay? Everybody has got an alpha. Or has got, this is like a power play. And it seems like with the situation being that, it's all ego and it's all, what somebody is wanting. And just really quickly, ego is not a bad thing, because obviously we wouldn't be us if we without one. But I feel like it's definitely pride that's standing in the way. Pride and not really wanting to work together. The thing that's missing is the Three of Cups, working together as a unit, connecting with each other, support. The support may not be there. You may feel the same way. You guys may have literally the same similarities, and to use this relationship as a mirror, because I think both of you guys have such strong leadership qualities that, you guys clash. You guys clash. So I love how you guys, your diligence at work, your hard work into this relationship is definitely what's kept you guys in it, kept you guys connected. You guys have overcome a lot of things, and your relationship is looking very similar to Taurus, to be honest with you. I don't know if you're dating a Taurus right now, but they have got the similar cards coming up for them too. But there was a lot of work that's been put in. You guys have been through enough craziness to honestly feel like you guys got a good rhythm, but now it's all about overcoming the competition, the ego, the ruthlessness, the needing this to be the way I see it, instead of kind of working on a compromise for everybody to be happy. So what does this mean, right? What does this mean? So showing in the physical place, right? We have the Ace of Wands with the other person here with the Four of Wands. That shows that this person is already taking action, super excited and pumped up to go and in the direction that they want to, with this relationship, right? They're very passionate. There's a lot of energy behind them. They're ready to start taking stuff on. They're ready to start doing things. They're very action-oriented people. This person is starting a new beginning, and it looks like they're starting a really big adventure, and they are doing it with you. Some of you guys may have gotten back together with this individual, because the Ace of Wands can talk about rekindling of a cycle. So that's that going on. But the other person's showing the Hermit. So this person's not in the situation. It's weird. It's like this person is totally not making any moves. They're just more reserved. Way more reserved. Now this could be that they're used to being solo, or they're not very inclusive in how they, on their journey. So this person may be, like I said before, right, used to and very comfortable with doing things on their own. Just having fun, entertaining themselves, being their source of, of everything for a long time. And it's like this person has definitely slipped away, drifted away. So it's interesting to have the Hangman here, because I think they need time to either look at why they need to have so much control, or like why this person feels like they are not being considered, or whatever this is. This Hermit energy coming up for them. They're taking a step back to reevaluate, to look within themselves, to heal, to gain confidence, to get whatever. But this person is away from the situation. They're not in this relationship. They're doing something for themselves personally. And I feel like whatever this situation is for this Hangman, for the mind space, whatever change of perspective they need, it's for them to feel more comfortable being inclusive with their relationship, or like, trying to change things up, because they're not getting the satisfaction that they're looking for. And it says that right here with the Six of Wands and their spiritual energy. They've been successful doing things on their own. They've been doing a great job handling their stuff by themselves. But then now they've got another person come in. This is like, they're trying to figure out what do they need to do to start seeing the results of their, to start feeling good about proceeding forward. What behaviors need to change? What needs to be considered? reconsidered. You know what I mean? So this person is like, they came from a place of, just getting by and being okay and, feeling good about it, right? I don't know if it's just getting by. I don't see any five of pentacles, but because obviously the 5 of cups is right here. But the 6 of wands is about success. It's about pride in the work that you do. And I think this person is like retracted because they're not wanting to change how they are doing things because they're proud of it. Which is probably why they see that this situation is trying to change their perspective and why they're away from the relationship or why they're unplugged. Or if they seem distant and they're not really engaging with you, it's because they're, the way they've been doing things have worked for them and they're not seeing that sort of result now. And they're holding on to this. Well, I've always been successful doing my own thing. I've always been good doing my own thing. Why isn't it working now? And it's because they're not in the same situation as they were before, which is why this perspective that they are trying, that they need to surrender to, they need to release and be open to another, because the old way of thinking is not how this is going to be now. A lot of changes have occurred. They have to be the new self. They have to resonate as the new person. They can't hold on to the old person. And that's what's going on. Now, the other person is kind of doing the same thing, right? They're ready to go. They're ready to start something new, but they're willing to do it their own way, the way that they want to do it. The Emperor is very controlling. He's also very stubborn. And I feel like with this person on this side, right, even though they're pumped and ready to go and they see potential for growth, this person has their own ways of doing things. They're their own alpha too. They're not able to see see eye to eye with their person either right now, because they're like, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. If you don't like it, just deal with it. Because the Emperor, he don't try to compromise, don't try to work together. But the thing is that the only person that can persuade him, the only person that can persuade an Emperor is who? The Empress, his wife. Or his other half, right? The yin portion of him, the person that is soft and gentle and patient. And right now, this person's all about, let's get it going, let's go, let's push, let's do it, let's make something happen, let's put some fire under this bridge or whatever, right? Let's put some fire under these shoes. Let's walk, let's go. And this other person is like, well, I like doing it this way, and this person's like, well, I do it this way. So there's no equal ground. So everybody's looking at what they don't have, which is an agreement, which is collaboration, support, understanding. But the thing is that you just have to take a look at it from a different angle. You have to, shift your focus away from what you guys can't agree on to what you do, which is the 2 of Cups. You guys love each other. You guys are in a connection together. You guys are here to work together to grow towards something. But what do you guys both need? Accommodations. Cooperation, negotiations, understanding one's dynamic. And really, this relationship is a mirror of you. Because this person is exactly the same way. Except the thing is, it's like this person stepped away. You're more you're more about, let's go, let's start something, let's do something new. You're passionate. This person's reclusive. Okay. So it's interesting dynamic for this relationship. That you guys both have very similar things. You guys both resist compromise. You guys are both resisting compromise, or somebody may be more open to it, but they're just not, either they're just having a hard time, communicating it, because all they can see is, oh my gosh, I don't really want to do this, and I don't really care. Something's going on with the dynamic where they're not, no one's seeing eye to eye. And even though this person is, I think, trying to see it from a different perspective, they're going from a very internal place. It's like, good luck with that. You have to see the situation from a different perspective regarding the other person too, because they're showing you something that may require you to do something differently for yourself. Clean it up. Time to make some space, fam. Make space for something new. Make some space for something that that can prosper. Clearing the area, clearing the air or the space that you have that you can no longer use, right? There's some spaces in your life right now that you're holding up, either with pride, with not dignity, but pride, with ego, with whatever, right? Resistance, stubbornness, whatever it is, there's some space being held up right now, and it's keeping you guys from being able to pursue any further, right? Because everybody's ego's in the way. Everybody's way of doing things are not even being considered to change. And in order for anybody to consider changing their behavior, you have to be the person that changes yours, right? But that means being more receptive, being more passive, allowing, not passive aggressive, but allowing things to just be, come to you, right? Let someone else, take the helm, or you take the helm and just really make your stance clear. You're not changing it. You're not going to change what is there need to be done. But the thing is like, somebody has a problem with receiving. Somebody has a problem with just letting things be, because there is a yin and a yang complex. Right now, it's all yang. You both are alphas. And it's hard to, figure out who's going to not be the bottom or not be the yin, right? The passive, the receiver. It's hard to figure out who's going to do that, right? Who's going to have the potentially have that role. But at the same time, there are boundaries that are needed here to respect both people's stances on things, right? It's a hard thing that only you guys are going to have to figure out, because I can't tell you, Gemini, have to be the passive one. Let the other people be more dominant. Nah, if that's not you, that's not you. I can't tell you and sit here and tell you that. You have to figure out which dynamics what dynamics needs to be put in place for there to be adjustments to. It's hard, y'all. It really is. Considering that, it's not an easy situation, especially when it comes to a relationship. This person is yours, but it's about using your soulmate, not in an abusive way, but using your soulmate as a mirror for yourself to see what you would like to change about you. Because everything happens as a trigger. And I think that's why this hangman situation and hermit is coming up. You're looking at a situation, you're getting triggered, and you're going within yourself to figure that out. Somebody is going in to figure out why they're triggered. Why does this bother them? Why does this bother them? It's because you probably do the same thing. Not in a mean way or in a bad way. If you don't like those things, you have the power to change them, though. And I think that's why the clean it up card is coming up. It's like this, you're shaping yourself up to be the best version of yourself with this person as your mirror. Think about it as you're doing makeup, right? You want to catch all the blemishes with your foundation, but in order for you to do that, you have to look at yourself. You have to look at the blemishes. You can't just blot it everywhere and hope to God that you got it, But you got to see it in the mirror. And I think this is what's going on.